welcome back to my channel, and this video is going to be about apartments, like some tips and tricks about getting your first apartment, everything you need to know. As you may know, I recently moved. I moved like around July the 1st, and I've been living in my new place since then. And I wanted to do this video because I thought it would help some of you guys who are first time apartment owners or first time living on your own, and I decided to make some tips. Okay, so I don't have any idea how many I'm going to add. I would say 10, but I know it's going to be maybe less or more, but whatever that number is, it's going to be right here. So if you want to see or want to hear what I have to say, keep on watching. So I'm just going to be looking at my phone. If you see me looking down a lot, because I have it written down, because I'm the type of person to forget everything. So tip number 1, finding an apartment is going to be stressful. It is going to be stressful. Like, you might think it's going to be easy. No, it's not. I think what happens is, for me, I had this idea in my head what I want my apartment to look like, and I expected to get it, and it wasn't like that. So it was like, there's some apartments that's really terrible, and then they're asking for like outrageous amounts of dollars. There's apartments that is your perfect fit, but it's not in your budget, so that's going to be stressful. I know sometimes you may get the apartment you want and then you didn't get it because it's like gone or so many people are applying for it, so it's going to be stressful. So what I suggest is, like, start early, take your time and look. Like, if you don't have a move out there, like, you don't need to get out right away. Like, if you could stay and just take your time and look, that's the best thing to do, because once you take your time and look, eventually you will find your dream place. It won't be everything you dream of, but it will be close to your dream. And it was with my apartment. Like, I was looking around and I know exactly what I wanted, but the areas I didn't like, it's like wasn't really good areas, or the apartments, there were no apartments in the area. But I finally found something that I like, but it wasn't everything I wanted. But I took my time. I think I looked for 4 months. Yeah, I think I looked for apartment, like was searching for apartment for 4 months. So, but I got it. So as I said, let's take your time, look, and start early, and you will get that apartment. Okay, tip number 2, and this is basically not a tip, this is something you should know, is save your money. Like, you need to save your money. Like, once you decided, like, you know, you're ready to move out, you're ready to be on your own, you need to start saving your money. I always used to save my money, and it helped me a whole lot. So you need to save your money, because when you get an apartment, you need to pay your first, last, and security deposit. If you're doing month to month, you just need to pay first and security deposit. So, but it's gonna be, I think, how much it's gonna be. Like, if the apartment is 800, it's gonna be 800, 800, 800. So it's gonna be a lot. That's like saving your money. Create a bank account or get a little job, whatever. You need to just start saving your money until that day comes. Number 3, can you afford it? That's a question you should ask. Like, I know you look at an apartment and you say, wow, it's really nice. Then you look at the rent and you gotta ask, can you really afford it? If you cannot, maybe it's not for you, but if you can, you need to budget. So when you see a price of an apartment and you see the rent, you need to budget everything. So you need to budget, okay, when I pay my rent, how much I'm making, what I need to pay, like what are the expenses I have. So do you have a car? Are you going to school? Do you have kids? It's a whole lot you gotta add on to that. So for me, I needed to, well, I know how much I made and I budget out of that. And for me, I don't have any kids or a car, so it was less, and I know I could have paid. But also you need to budget in like expenses, like, are you gonna have cable? Are you gonna have internet? You know, you need lights, like, basically you need things, so you need to budget all of that. And it's not gonna be the right amount, like, it's not gonna be the exact amount of money you would need, but you should have an estimate, and knowing that, you will know if you could afford an apartment or not, because the worst scenario could be you get into the place and you can't afford it and they need to evict you, and it's going to harm your credit. It's going to be bad. But just before you move, let's see if you could afford that apartment and add it into your budget. What else I got? And add it into your budget. Yes, I don't know what to say, I forgot. Ding, ding, ding. You need to add all your expenses and like just write it down and add it up and see if you can afford it. If you can't afford it, there's other options, like you may need a roommate. That might be good or bad depending on the person you are. You may need a roommate, or if you don't have as nearly as much you need, then it's not a good time for you to move. Maybe you need to save some more or wait until you get a better paying job or what have you, and then get out and do what you gotta do. Number 4, any utilities paid for is going to help. So most apartments, they offer 1 or 2 utilities that they pay, like the landlord pays, and you don't have to pay. Normally, I notice it's just water. I guess water is so cheap, everyone is willing to pay for water. But even if you don't have to pay for water, it will help if you're on a budget. So for me, my landlord I pay for everything but water, and it helped me a lot. I just use, I don't really care about, but I know it's wasting, but I'm not as frugal as on my water, how I use my water. But some apartments, they offer everything, like you just have to pay the rent. Normally those apartments are really expensive, so there you go. Some apartments are gas, or some apartments are just hot water. It depends. So when you're looking at apartments, just like read and see if they pay any utilities. Some apartments offer no utilities pay, and that goes by, and that's up to you to know if you can afford to pay everything. And if there's no apartment that's offer any utilities, you can still, I would still rent it depending on how much the rent is, and I would just be like mindful of what I'm using. So like for me, because I have to pay electricity, I think, yeah, just electricity, because everything is electric. I'm like really mindful of what electric things I'm using, how many lights and things I'm using. I could do a video on how to get a lower energy bill and stuff like that, because my energy bill has been pretty low and pretty good. So yeah, like look for an apartment that offer utilities. That's really help. Like that's if you're on a budget, it really helps. So tip number 5, don't be afraid to ask questions. And this is for when you're looking at an apartment and you see something and you want to you question. Like what I mean is, say for example, the place I have now, my landlord said no pets, but I really wanted this place, and I was like, maybe I should ask her if she means absolutely no pets or maybe a pet. And for your FYI, I do have a cat, so that's why I needed some place that was pet friendly. So I emailed her and asked her like, okay, I have a cat, is that okay? And she said, yes, fine, just pay a deposit, a pet deposit. So sometimes you need to ask, like if you read if you read the terms and you see something that is like you might hinder you from getting the apartment, just don't be afraid to ask or just explain. And the landlord might be like, whatever, like it's fine, or he or she might be no. But it's always good to ask, and that's like with anything. Like if you want something, ask. It's not gonna hurt you. So tip number 6, your first apartment is not gonna be a perfect apartment. And that basically means like whatever you had in your mind, what your apartment will be like, it's definitely not going to be, it's going to be give and take. It's not going to be exactly what you're looking for. For example, me, the layout, the way it looks, the appliances, like everything is exactly what I picture or imagine. Well, not exactly, but close to what I imagine. But it is not the perfect apartment, because there's a give and take. So yeah, I got what I wanted, but as far as the area, it's like okay. And one thing I don't like here is the noise level. Like I'm right really close to a high traffic street, so I hear every bang and you know everything, every car that goes by, every person that talks, I hear everything. So that's the downside, but you know, what can I do? I like, yeah, you may even get the apartment you like. It looks like exactly what you like and what you're going for, and then sometime later you find like a little bit of faults in there. But that's normal, you know, as long as you're safe and you're living okay. Not okay, you live in, like, you have a good living space. That all that matters. Number 7, and this is for when you got your apartment, you're settling, everything's like, everything I mean paid for, meaning your rent is paid for, you don't have to worry about that until the next month. But now it's time to decorate, and this is a mistake I made. So when I moved here, because I used to live with my parents, when I moved here I didn't take anything with me. But I didn't take any furniture because I was in a room and I had a bed. The bed was old. I was like, nope, not taking anything. Gonna move in, starting new. So all I took was like my personal items, like, you know, clothes and stuff like that, my makeup. So I move in and I made sure I buy a mattress and a box spring because I need somewhere to sleep. And I got a couch. So because I moved in and because I was on a budget, I didn't go crazy and just picking anything, because I had this image in my head on what my apartment what I wanted my apartment to look like, and then eventually over time it changed. So this is like this is a decorating tip, like when you move in, don't just go getting everything you had in your head, like whatever you picture in your head, because more than likely it's gonna change over time. You're gonna go to some store, you're gonna see a picture, you're gonna see a magazine, whatever. You're gonna be like, wow, this is really what I wanted my apartment to look like. So that tip is like, you know, just take your time. Your apartment is gonna look empty. Like, this is my kitchen back there. It looks like a green screen, but that's my kitchen. So it's pretty, I don't have any bar stools yet, but it took me about 3 months to figure out what exactly type of bar stools I want. I exactly know what I'm gonna get, but just take your time and, you know, look. You're gonna have inspiration here and there, and eventually you're gonna know exactly what you want your apartment to look like. For like when I first moved in, well, before I even moved in, I had this whole image in my head what my apartment is gonna look like, and that's 100% different than what I was aiming for. So thankfully I didn't get too much stuff. I regret getting, like, the only thing I don't like is my couch. Like, I got my couch, the first thing I got was my couch, and I'm trying to sell it now. Like, no one's buying it, so if you want a couch, let me know, and let me know if you want a couch, so we will sell it to you. But yeah, the couch I'm gonna get rid of, but now I know exactly what I want, and I'm gonna just take my time, you know, look for, you know, unique pieces, get it, and, you know, eventually the apartment is gonna come together. There's no rush, you know, just take your time and wait. So that's all. I think that's 7 tips. Yeah, 7 tips. There may be more, but right now out of my head it's just 7. But I hope that helped. Happy apartment hunting for those of you who are looking to get your new place. Good luck. You're gonna enjoy it when you get your new place. It's like so much fun. This is like if you're living with other people, roommates, or your parents. It's gonna be so different. It's a new experience. It's gonna be a really teaching experience. So yeah, good luck. Good luck. Congrats if you get it. Whatever. But yeah, so I hope you enjoyed my video, and thanks for watching. Comment, like, and subscribe. Like, you know, just comment below. Say hello. I don't mind. And see you next time.